Good morning. It is Tuesday, October 18th, and she's on the home tour, and I'll have you know that if you don't know, October is a birthday for a lot of us, birthday month for a lot of us. It is the official birthday month of Melissa Lesniak. So if you are on the home tour right now, I guarantee you know it's her birthday. So Melissa's celebrating her 29th birthday. She looks great, and you guys are probably already on the road because you left Dunkin' Donuts in Kittery minutes ago on her 29th birthday. So do say happy birthday to Lesniak if you see her in the wild. I have that committed to memory. If it is your birthday, I will get to you via text at some point today, and happy birthday to you as well. The 18th of October has been beaten into me that it is Melissa Lesniak's birthday. So we say happy birthday to her. We are also 90 days out from January 16th. So we are in, we're already past the 15th protocol. Stay with me. We've already passed the 15th protocol for the first day, the first month of the year. We've already passed the 15th protocol for the first month of the year, as we have here in the month of October as well. And you might ask yourself, maybe you're asking, what is 15th protocol? We're going to get to that in a second. We're going to make sure everybody understands what that is, because you can drill that all the way down to a day. The power of noon o'clock. The power of noon o'clock is huge. Should you be paying attention? Should you be following a calendar? And I've said should twice already, 3 times now, and I promised I would not get on and should all over you. Gary never wants us to should all over ourselves, so I'm not going to say should anymore. That's it. It's my last one. Was that like 6 or 7 times in the span of 38 seconds? I apologize. Welcome in, everybody. If we haven't met, my name's Tim Lindsay, productivity coach here at Keller Williams. We do this just to help everyone understand why we do the quick start, especially after we went through COVID. We started this almost 7 years ago, and the mindset was, because of our ever-growing footprint, it would be remarkably important to make sure that we do something to remain connected. And no matter where you are, Keller TV, Facebook, our YouTube channel, it's popping up in front of you. If ultimately you're a member of our Facebook page, where most of you are viewing this, you're friends with one of us on Facebook, because the push notification would also show up and tell you that one of us is popping up on Facebook to do a stuff about a thing. Most of you are here because you're on our Facebook page and you got the push notification. We appreciate that. And we want to make sure we stay in front of each other and keep reminding each other about the opportunities that we have going on every day, and then span it out for the week. And then to some extent, have a coaching conversation. And today we're going to make that about the 15th protocol. Because again, it is October 18th. 15th protocol for this month was 3 days ago. And then we are 90 days out from January 16th. So as we move through the day, some people are on the home tour with the birthday girl, Melissa Lesniak. After we wrap here, we're going into lead generation, of course, every day. Oh, there's Jeff calling. This is fun. Hey, buddy. There's Jeff hanging up. Jeff immediately knew that he was calling me during the quick start, and he hung up, which is fine. He hasn't called back yet. If he calls back, then we'll put him on speakerphone and really make fun of him. That aside, we have main essential forms at 10 o'clock, and then at 11 o'clock, conversations and scripts practice. So there's always a conversation about people searching for the right words to say when they are going into lead generation, negotiations, whatever the case may be. And just to lay this down, and yes, guilty as charged, we are calling it conversation and scripts practice. We're leading with conversation. You're going to hear MAPS coaching. You're going to hear Keller Williams as a whole refer to it as conversation blueprints. Scripts is still a word. And however you may feel about the word scripts, I need you, said with love, to get over it. I've had a conversation multiple times with a handful of people. And there was one conversation a few years ago, and the challenge was, well, Tim, stop calling it scripts. They're negotiations. Well, I appreciate that, but if we're going to draw an analogy, negotiations is like hunting, and scripts are the ammunition. And use whatever words you want to use to make you feel comfortable with the idea of sitting down and reading and memorizing someone else's words. But according to our friends Merriam and Webster, if you look it up, that is a script. And in the movie industry, do they call it a cinematic blueprint? No, they call it storyboarding when they talk about where you're going to be in the conversation. Much like we have an opportunities, we sort of storyboard the transaction for our clients. The words we utilize that we don't know, that are somebody else's, that we're going to make our own language of sales, or you hear lore all the time, language of real estate, those are scripts. And the pushback sometimes is, well, I got to be honest, I don't like them because they don't sound like me. I appreciate that. They're never going to sound like you until you start reading them. I think they sound too salesy. I appreciate that because I'm never, as your coach and our collective group here that works to serve you guys, the agent body, we don't want you to sound salesy. I know you don't want to sound salesy. You look at any script, it's a series of questions. Any script is going to pull you through, from a sales standpoint, is going to pull you through curiosity. And if you're going to remain curious and keep asking them about them and help them self-discover their motivation, it is impossible for one person to motivate another. We can uncover each other's motivation. I'm only going to uncover what you have. You okay? Kaylee just dropped everything in the hallway. We're only going to be able to uncover what you already have. You can inspire somebody to do a thing, but you're never going to be able to give them motivation. They have to find it within themselves. So the series of questions that all of our scripts are ultimately is to keep us in curiosity, keep us asking questions, and together with our consumers, with the civilians, with our clients, help them self-discover their motivation. Some of these scripts that we use go back to help them rediscover their motivation. Well, Mr. Lindsay, when we got started, XYZ, what's changed? These are going to allow us, and here's my belief system around scripts. These are going to allow us to stay curious, to let them make the conversation all about them. All we're doing is asking questions. We're going to peel the onion a little bit more, keep asking questions. I say to you guys all the time, my 3 bullet points: ask great questions, take great notes, have honest conversations. And people usually push back or ask out of curiosity, well, Tim, what's a great question? The next one. Because more often than not, the reason that we do feel like we hit a wall or we didn't get to the place we wanted to get to with a certain consumer or client is because we just stopped asking questions. We fell out of curiosity. The word no is a continuation of the interview. There's a great book. I should have it so I can wave it around. It's over there on the other side of my office. I encourage you to get it. If you're struggling with picking up the 50,000-pound phone because you feel that you offer no value, first of all, I'm telling you as your coach and your friend, you do offer value. When we call and make the conversation about everyone we're talking to, that is of value. What are we hearing all the time beyond a shadow of a doubt right now? We're hearing on a regular basis that people feel unheard, people feel isolated. A simple conversation where we ask them about them. Now, I can understand if your limiting belief is, well, while I'm making these calls, Tim, I'm calling and I'm saying, well, hey, do you want to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? And for some people, per the disc, if you're a high D, if you're a driver, if you want that might be the framework of your conversations. That may work for you because like attracts like. You might be surrounded by a bunch of high Ds. They may respond well to that. It's very curt, right? Hey, Ted, what's up? It's Timmy. You going to buy something today? No? Okay. See you later. Click. I mean, there are humans out there like that. No judgment. So understanding better, the reason that Zoe and I take you through the DISC and the KPA is to make sure you really understand more about you, the DISC for the most part, so we can understand how we relate, how we converse, how we want to be heard. Like, if anybody understands the DISC, right? I'm an ISDC. I want to talk. I'm a high I. I'm an influencer. I'm a promoter, the high I. If the high I is into something, they're going to get you into something. If the high I has a remarkable 2, they think you should have a remarkable 2. If the high I golfs, they think you should golf. If the high I mountain bikes, they think you should mountain bike. If the high I likes pocket squares, everyone should wear a pocket square. The high S, the supporter, the nurturer. The high D, the let's get it done, the driver. And the high C is the coordinator, law and order. I's dotted, T's crossed. So when you understand that about you, you can then start to figure out, you're not going to, every person you walk up to, you can be like, I need you to take the DISC assessment so I can converse with you more appropriately. That's never going to happen. I'm sure somebody out there is trying that. That's not great. But as you're creating rapport, you understand their body language, the way they communicate. And then stay curious. Ask them how they want to communicate. So, Mr. Lindsay, when I get this information, do you want an email or a phone call? High DC, that classic engineer, the high DC, they want an email. They want 2 lines. Get me all the information yesterday. The high I's going to be like, give me a call. You want to grab lunch? And the better we understand those little things, the more successful we're going to be in our conversations. But again, back to the high D, I'm not telling you guys to call people and ask if they want to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. You're going to get there, but we're creating rapport. We're nurturing relationships back to health. If you're truly going to go through your phone and talk to everybody you've known for the rest of forever, since the start of time, then I want to make sure that you're getting on the phone and having those 7-year conversations. The people you haven't talked to in forevers. They're still in your phone. You haven't deleted them yet. Haven't talked to them in a while. And we know you might not have talked to somebody that you knew way back in college or way back in high school or way back in Girl Scouts or way back in soccer. And re-nurturing that relationship might feel like moving them from unmet back to met. It'll move faster. Because if I remember the last time I talked to Ted, literally the last time I spent time with Ted was sophomore year of high school. We're on the football team together. I'm gonna skate right back to that puck and remind him about our relationship. Apologize. It's been so long since we've spoken. Is it my fault we haven't spoken? I'm going to take ownership of that. Great Latin term, mea culpa, my fault. If we take ownership, that's what our clients want. And we're having that conversation. And we're just walking through that conversation. What's eventually going to come up? The Ford conversation. Hey, Ted, last time I saw on Facebook, you and Caroline were expecting your first. How's your little one? What's their name? Oh, he's Jack. Oh, that's adorable. Do you have any other kids? Like, yeah, is this clunky? Yes. But you're about to move him way back into met a lot faster than calling an unmet, calling a lead you got from an aggregator. No judgment. If you're using aggregators and they're working for you and you're red light, green lighting them, amen. If you don't know what I'm talking about, join me in Meredith next Thursday for Business Planning Clinic so we can talk about the budget model and where we're deciding to spend our money. Because are you spending money on aggregators or investing money on aggregators? The 2 forms of revenue that we want to control in real estate, and I would argue any professional person ultimately wants to have as much of their time back to be with their loved ones, and then revenue to be able to create opportunities for their loved ones. Nobody drove away. Nobody is driving away from their house today to be away from their loved ones to not be profitable. Everyone wants more of both. And when you get home, your loved ones want you home faster with more opportunity. If you're spending all day away from your family and you're not doing the activities that we know are going to move the needle in real estate, and then you're coming home wicked late after leaving wicked early, and the only thing you have more of is unpaid bills, let's have a conversation about that. We are in cheese stealing season right now. Please understand that. There are a gaggle of realtors that are about to peace out of the industry. Why, you ask? Because their 2-year window came up. They're supposed to renew their license. And it's not what they thought it was. Okay. Dues are coming up. You guys are getting your emails about dues right now. That is a business expense. This is what we do to stay in this industry. It's not a small number. And up against your average GCI check at our market center, it's not a huge number. And if you extrapolate the $625 to $650, whatever your board is charging this fall for next year, you divide that by 12, it's about $50 a month to be in real estate. You can do that. If you're newer, I appreciate the fascination of having these additional fees, because in most work environments, you go to work and you spend some time there, and then they give you money. You chose to be a business owner. That's what this is all about. And as you get going, that number, I promise you, and some of our veteran agents will know exactly what I mean when I say this, the number they're charging for dues, the number they're charging for the real estate class, the number they're charging for the test, excuse me, as you get to be a wily veteran, you're going to realize that number is not high enough. Because some people are getting in that are clouding the conversation. So we are in cheese stealing season. People are going to start to walk away because of monetary challenges. People are going to start to just put their feet up because it's the holidays and I'll talk to my people in the spring. Massive mistake. Massive mistake. You're going to decide when the market opens and closes. You are. That we don't get to make that call. The one call we get to make is to our people today to find out how they're doing and who they know that we should know. You're not calling your friend Ted. I don't even want you calling your friend Ted, even though you're nurturing the relationship back from, oh my God, we're almost unmets again, back to met. You're still not calling Ted to see if he wants to buy, sell, or invest. The language I would love to hear you guys using is, who do you know that we should know? Who do you know that we can help? Who do you know that we can serve? And the reason I'm asking you, Ted, is because I know you've got a great job. I know you keep an eye on the market. I know you and Stacy are, making wise investments, doing this, doing that. So I want to talk to people like you. And then maybe they'll self-realize, well, actually, you know what? I'd love an equity update on my home. Oh, I could certainly do that for you, Ted. We'd love to. Because only good things can come out of that. Ted can decide they're going to do a HELOC and pull some money. They could decide they're going to list because of a life change and they need more space or less space. Or he stands pat. He and Stacy do nothing. But that great equity update is on the island in their kitchen and their friends see it. This is great. What is this? Oh, my friend Tim's in real estate. Haven't spoken to him a little bit. He checked in last week. He did an equity update for us. What the hell's that? Oh, he told us exactly where we are on the market. Give or take a couple of bucks. Because we can't tell them exactly where they are on the market. The market's ever changing. And it's not our information. It's the market's information. The misconception that sellers determine the market price is laughable. And Gary made that point, right? The number we go on the market with is not a listing price, it's the marketing price. Who determines the market? The buyers do. We interpret the market with our sellers. We put her on sale, and then the buyers look at the inventory, and they decide where the market is. We want to make sure that you guys are getting back to what we know creates successful realtors, builds strong businesses, and ultimately defines legacies, if that's what you want this to be. I know you guys hear us use that word, and they're like, well, I don't even know what the hell that means. Do you want to create something that's big enough that it will be in the air at 40,000 feet after you jump out to sit on the beach and drink margaritas or Mai Tais, and other people will join that brand in years to come and have never met you? Because at some point, and he's wildly healthy and he's not really old, but at some point, years down the road, some kid Erica, some kid Rick is going to join Keller Williams, and we'll talk about who Gary was. We'll talk about who Joe Williams was. They're both still with us. Joe's still marching around commercial real estate. You'll see him at events. He's never on stage. Gary's legacy is we'll be quoting him for decades to come. So what will your legacy be? What do you want to leave for the next generation? And if you don't want it to be that big, that's fine too. We'll talk about that next Thursday in Meredith for Business Planning Clinic. Everything that we do in Business Planning Clinic is built on $1 million model. We make it that big so you can insert your dream into it. And everything in that book is a menu and a roadmap. But you don't have to go to the end of the road. You don't have to go to a 7th level team. You don't have to have $1 million in anything. But we know the framework for the business that looks like that because of our culture of sharing, because of our ability to crowdsource information, distill it down into one book, and then teach it incessantly, consistently, effortlessly. Because that's what we talk about. This is how we've built our company. This is how we've built our business. And it doesn't look like it every day, but this is what Nathan is aspiring to do locally. So there's a model for you guys to build your business around. No matter what you do today, don't get distracted by the noise. Don't let somebody else tell you where the market is. Don't let somebody else tell you what the people in your life are about to do today, tomorrow, next week. It's our job. It's incumbent upon us to get into conversation with them, to figure out what their next logical step in real estate is. And you'll get to all of that by simply picking up the phone, calling your friend Ted, calling your friend Stacy, and saying, hey, I'm glad I caught you. I'm sorry it's been so long. I trust you guys are well. How are you doing? How's little Jack? How's Ted? How are the girls? How's work? Right? Family, occupation. She's going to turn right around and be like, how are Janina? How are the boys? Hey, you still doing real estate? That one hurts. If they're asking if you're still doing something, that one hurts. And it's not her fault that she doesn't know, right? And now we're there. How's the market? I heard it's crazy. We're very fortunate. We're helping a lot of people. And you know what, Stacy? You and Ted are awesome. And I know you know great people, and that's who we want to be in business with. Who do you guys know that we can help today? Who do you guys know that we can serve? And then do what I never do. Shut up and let her answer. there's anything we can do to help, if we can get a contract off your desk so you can get back to the calls and conversations that are going to move the needle in your business, you're reaching out to fulcrumts.com, fulcrumts.com. It is Jason Houle. Contract to close, $325 a side, $550 if you have both sides. Why in the hell would you not use him is the question. If you need my help, it's meetwithcoach.com, meetwithcoach.com, so you can book some time with my face. Questions, comments, concerns, hopes and dreams, or just some help with the script. I'll see you today at 11 o'clock on kellertv.com for that. And you can also call or text 603-834-2856. We are so proud to be in business with you. I'm asking you to lean forward, lean in, be intentional, and be in business with us too.